Hey guys, was that the worst episode of Monday Night Raw of the Triple H Netflix era? Because I certainly think so. Welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, episode number 37, where we are going to look at the Monday Night Raw coming to you from July the 21st, 2025. And yeah, it was a doozy. This was not a good episode of Raw. It was really hard to follow. There was just crap all over the place and just the continuity and it just felt rushed and like they were just rushing to get all these stories and all this stuff. Like, so SummerSlam had a bit of just, I don't know, continuity, something kind of coming into like what it needed to be. And we still really didn't add anything to SummerSlam. There were really no matches added to SummerSlam after this show happened. But let's break it all down. With that, I'm Mike with the 716 Sports Entertainment, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill. And Sean, I guess let's talk about probably the most important thing that happened on the show, and that was the main event segment of Roman Reigns coming to the ring to address Seth Rollins' group of Paul Heyman, mostly address Paul Heyman and Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. So Paul didn't really get much out to say, and Roman just, Roman's a good promo. Roman's definitely a good promo these days, and definitely come a long way from the suffer and succotash Roman that we used to know and love. But Roman basically cut a promo stating, very babyface too, stating that he was the one who made the bloodline great, and he even gave credit to Solo and Jimmy and Jay and Sammy, and really, saying that Paul Heyman was a snake and a traitor. And, Paul Heyman tried to kind of convince him to come and join Seth's group. I think that he was more placating to him more than anything else like that. But then it obviously led to fisticuffs after Braun Breaker kind of was like, to hell with you. I'm the future. You should leave. Roman blasted him with a Superman punch, then went after Bronson Reed, and then they kind of tag teamed him, to which led out Jey Uso for the save to have the babyfaces stand tall. They still have not made this match official, although it certainly seems like it's going to be. But what did you make of the opening segment and then kind of my sort of rant there on Raw as a whole this week?
So the Roman thing, this would be so much better if Rollins were here. That is 100% impacting this feud here. I think it's real interesting that they had Heyman come out with Reed and with Braun, and Reed was carrying the briefcase. I don't know if they're just going to have them carry the briefcase around to keep in everybody's mind that Seth has it. I mean, I'm still of the opinion that I don't think Seth is as hurt as they're letting on. I think they want that to be a out of like nowhere surprise at some point. I don't think it'll be at SummerSlam anymore, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was at like Clash of Paris or whatever one of those next big ones is. I mean, Roman is you're right. Ever since the Suffer and Succotash days and Vince feeding him his lines, Roman has 100% come into his own, which is why he wants to move to Hollywood. I mean, it's more or less the same path The Rock took, but without quite as much of a like charisma as The Rock had. Because I mean, I think Roman has charisma, but I think he has a different type of charisma. His is more of like his physical presence that
Aura.
where
It's
yeah,
aura.
or
Yeah.
aura is the perfect word. Whereas
Mhm.
Rock is a combination of bullshit artist and aura. Um, and so as much as I want to see Roman succeed, I don't know that Hollywood is actually going to is the right choice for him. But obviously, that's his path to take. Everything from here tonight, though, was even though it hasn't been confirmed, is to set up Jay and Roman versus the Terror Bronze or whatever the hell we want to call them nowadays.
Yeah, and I think like while it would be better for the Terror Bronze or whatever we're gonna end up calling them to get the win here, they're not going to.
No,
Roman's not losing. I mean
honestly,
I think Bronson Reed takes the pin
uh,
because I think you want to protect Braun Breaker, but because I
this
do think we're eventually going to have a singles match down the road between Roman and Braun, maybe even at like WrestleMania.
the smart play is Braun taking the pin if they did that. The strap a rocket to somebody play is Braun pinning Roman. You
That's not
want you want to I think it's going to depend on what's Roman doing after SummerSlam. Is Roman going to be around for a little while after SummerSlam? Is Roman going to disappear again until Royal Rumble WrestleMania season? Because if Roman's going to disappear, WWE's smart play would be to have Braun pin Roman.
I mean,
It
maybe.
immediately cements him as a force to be reckoned with. Like, no doubts about it. I don't think they'll do it just because it's Roman and he's been gone for what, 5 months. But I
Well,
think that would be the smart play.
so a couple of things with that. One, when is the last time Roman has won a match? Do you know? Because I know.
You looked it up, I'm sure. It would have been
When
wasn't
he tag
Mania.
teamed, when he tag teamed with Cody.
I was going to say that had to have been it. So about a year ago,
And
maybe
how
10
long
months,
ago was how long ago was the tag team match with Cody?
probably 10 months.
Yeah. That was right after he was feuding with Solo. That was in the fall.
But how many matches has he had in that time frame?
Well,
Three.
he wrestled at WrestleMania. He was in the Royal Rumble.
So two or three.
Was he at Eliminate? It was not at Elimination Chamber. He was not at Money in the Bank. No, this will be he's been like three matches this year. I think his last he hasn't won a match in 2025 at all. So Roman's going to win. Like there's no
I
doubt about it. Roman is absolutely going to win.
I agree with you. I just think on it, I think the smart play though would be for Roman to put Braun over.
I think it's I think that will happen, but I don't think it's gonna happen until it's a singles match between the two of them.
The
And
reason
plus,
I think it,
I don't also B what I wanted to say was I don't think we're ready yet to have Braun overshadow Seth yet because
right,
Seth is here. I think once Seth is here, then it's the time to do that, right? Because then you got to build some kind of thing where it's like you've got Braun does something like that, pins Roman, pins Cody, and then he oversteps. He not oversteps, but his aura is bigger than Seth's. And I think that's how they're going to break them up because I think Paul is going to go with Braun and leave Seth.
he gets
And
too big for his britches.
yeah, so something like that. Like Braun becomes the next Brock Lesnar, which is like what they're trying to do with him.
That's what they should do with him. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing Braun versus Gunther again at some point.
Yeah, that'll probably happen.
Hell, I'm looking forward to seeing Braun versus Cody.
That'd be fun too.
Like, there's a hell of a lot of dream matches that Braun Breaker can be in. Even a Rollins Braun match will be fantastic.
That's eventually going to happen.
Yeah. Um, I mean, the Rollins injury though is the linchpin in all this. It comes down to what is actually going on with Seth. And WWE, you'll notice, is doing a pretty good job of keeping a lid on things. Other than him posting some videos on like Instagram, um, there's been like no news about anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw something where he was like walking around with his daughter and
Yeah.
Becky and he was like with crutches or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. They're doing a good job of keeping a lid on it for sure.
And usually when they have a star as big as Seth with an injury that's bad like this, we know by now how much time they're going to miss.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, look at how fast we knew how much time Liv was going to be out for. We knew like the next day that Liv was going to be out for 16 weeks, roughly.
Which is coming soon. She should be back, I would think, after SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think September roughly.
So
Maybe that Paris show might be the perfect time to bring her back.
yeah, I think so too. So let's first talk about before we get into the opening segment, let's kind of talk about the night-long story initiative here of Dirty Dom and AJ Styles. And I'll let you go ahead and take the lead on that one.
I I mean, besides the fact that by the end of this whole running gag storyline sequence of the night, we finally got confirmation that AJ Styles will be getting his hands on Dirty Dom at SummerSlam. I absolutely love Master of Disguise AJ Styles as the janitor, as the medical staff. Absolutely hysterical. And I hope they continue this next week too, in just some stupid form. Hell, I want him to come to the ring dressed as Dominic Mysterio. I think this shit has been like incredibly hysterical.
It's been one of the best things on Raw. It really has.
Here's my question: was Dom actually injured, or were they just playing this off?
I mean, I think he might have been initially. That's might have been why they canceled that match that he was going to have, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
because I'm. I mean, the other side factor in this whole Dom this and AJ thing is the troll that is named Finn Balor. Um,
But Finn Balor's been doing some of the best work of his career.
and and the fact that he has been like, I picture him like that South Park episode where they're actually the trolls behind the screen, and like when he posted that Twitter thing of the Coldplay couple, but with Dom and Roxanne instead. It's just absolutely great the stuff that he's doing, and it really makes me wonder: do we see the turn and have Finn be the one who takes the belt off of Dom at some point, or does Finn cost Dom the belt? Because I'm leaning a little bit more towards Finn costing Dom the belt.
I think it's time for the belt to come off of Dom, and it is time for it to go on to AJ Styles.
Yes.
And I I have a feeling that Dom is going to retain at SummerSlam, which I don't want to happen. I'm very much done with having like neither belt hardly be defended at all on TV on Monday Night Raw. Like, I mean, the world title. So when Seth had the world title, the initial
Oh
run
yeah.
with it, he defended it all the time. And Dom is not defending this title at all. Like he defended it at the AAA show, which nobody thought he was going to lose. And like, I mean, before that, it was like one other defense at another pay-per-view, but it was like some nonsense one as well, where he got a ton of assistance from everybody. So like he won it at WrestleMania. WrestleMania was three and a half months ago. It's time to take that belt off of him. It's been like 100 days. Like that's enough.
I mean, even if you blame part of it on him being injured, it still wasn't enough. If you're not going to have the world heavyweight title defended, you need to have the inter. That's why they said the intercontinental title was the working man's title, because you of your people in the past who defended that belt every other week. Even back when like Miz had it. I mean, Miz was, as I know we all love to hate on the Miz, but Miz defended that belt all the time. Yeah, he cheated with it all the time, but he still defended it. Give me
Yeah,
and
it is. It's pretty obnoxious that like a lot of the belts just don't seem to get defended that frequently, or they're not represented on the shows, and that's kind of annoying. Like you should have a title match, and you
of
did.
some sort.
You had the women's tag team title match, but every week on on one of the shows, one of the singles titles should be defended every single week. You have eight of them.
Yeah.
You have eight singles titles. There are eight Mondays and Fridays, you know, in a month. You can defend one of those belts once a month, every single
The the only one that I'm fine with not being defended on free TV is the heavyweight title. I
Cena's
think
belt.
I think the heavyweight title is worth saving to be defended at the PLEs
Well,
because
but
it
that's the thing. You have PLEs once a month, right?
right.
Like, so, like, you defend the heavyweight title at a PLE, but like the IC title, the US title for both the men and the women, like, I'm sorry, that's got to be, those things have to be defended unless they're involved in like a big storyline, which the only one that really is the women's IC title right now. I mean, Solo, there's no reason why Solo can't be defending the US title. There's zero reason why Julia hasn't been on TV in 3 weeks.
Yeah, where the hell has she been?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Why isn't Julia, like, why the freak? I know we're not talking about SmackDown, but like, why isn't Julia on TV at all?
So it's one thing that I'll give AEW credit for is they defend their regular belts pretty frequently on regular TV. You see the tag belts get defended on free TV. You see the Continental Championship get defended. And that's what you want to draw viewers in, you want to make people care. Make some of these matches have meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that a little bit because some of these matches and some of the booking of these matches on this show really confused the crap out of me. But the show opened proper with CM Punk coming to the ring and talking about how tough of a challenge it's going to be to face Gunther, because he kept calling him Gunther at SummerSlam. But then he obviously, noted that he's the best in the world, as he usually does, which allowed Gunther to come and interrupt him. And you made a comment to me in our group chat about Gunther and how he looked a little rattled during this promo, especially as the crowd was kind of chanting. He ended up doing his usual shtick where he called the crowd degenerates, and the crowd was chanting "You tapped out" like they have been. But what did you make of that?
I think this crowd was ass. I mean, I think Gunther was rattled because the crowd's chants made no sense. Gunther tapped out at
Gunther.
WrestleMania 4 months ago. He won the goddamn title back since then. It doesn't matter that he tapped out then. He's no longer in that feud. CM Punk had jack shit to do with that feud. Why are they chanting such stupid chants at them? Like, boo him, boo whatever, do whatever you want to do, but don't be stupid. And that's what it just felt like. The crowd was just asinine to me. And I don't know if that was what was throwing Gunther off because, like, normally the crowd reactions don't bother him. And it just, you could tell that, like, something was getting to him. And I don't think it was Punk because other than Punk's delivery of the word Gunther, his promo was pretty good. Like, it was what you would expect out of Punk. I mean, yeah, he can't do quite the same things in the ring, but his mouth puts in the same work that it used to 11 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, while this did what it needed to do, it helped build our world championship match, for SummerSlam. And it certainly seems like the way things are going down right now, it's either going to be this or it's going to be the match with Rhea and Naomi and Io will be the main event of night one.
Rumor is this one.
I mean, this probably makes more sense, but I mean, I could go either way.
Yeah, I think I'd be fine with either of them. Where do you put the other one then as the opener?
Yeah, the night two opener.
If I'm booking, I have AJ Dom, I think, open the show.
Yeah, it depends on what the finish is going to be for that, but yeah, maybe. Um, yes, that was fine, I guess. Our first match of the first actual match of the show, which, oh my God, this pissed me off, was Sheamus defeating Rusev via pinfall after a bro kick. And Rusev was about to kind of use, like, towards the end of the match, and this one went for a while. This one went for like 25 minutes. Rusev, which, point one, Rusev's new music sucks. Go back to the old music. I didn't even know who was coming out. Like initially, like when the music played and the room went dark, I was like, I don't even know who this is. And then
Yep.
the name popped up, and I'm like, oh. I was like, but when you with his old music, it was instantly recognizable. And I'm like, go back to that. So like I was already kind of like soured on it a little bit when it started. And I know you guys don't want this whole episode to just be like about negativity here, but
That's why I'm here.
it's really hard to not be negative after this one. But this match was just a mess, and like the finish, I don't understand. The finish seemed like it wasn't supposed to be the finish. Something happened, and like the way that the whole thing went down after Rusev got nailed by the bro kick and Sheamus like kind of forgot to pin him for like 15 seconds or
What
something.
is that? He pinned him. The ref wasn't paying attention for like too long. So before we even get to the end of the match, we'll talk about that here in a sec to finish what you were saying. The pacing for this match was off. Like the entire match just felt like it was like 3 seconds behind where it should have been. And I hate to blame Sheamus for this, but I think part of that is from when he went up on the turnbuckle and was going to jump to the outside, had second thoughts about it, jumped down, and then went back up to do it again. Part of me feels like that's what threw the pacing of the match off. But then when you get to the end, you had Rusev Rusev run into the turnbuckle, turn around, he ends up eating the reverse bro kick. The ref is still facing the other way, doing like jerking off with the turnbuckle. Like, well, by the time he got slid back over to count the three, so much time had gone by. I'm shocked Rusev didn't kick out, and that's
Yeah,
where the part that
I thought
surprised
for
me
sure he
most.
was going to. Yeah. I was like, Rusev's kicking out, right? Like, that's why they're doing this.
Like, I'm fine that Sheamus won because obviously they want to build this into like a feud, but to have it end so awkwardly and just so like out of nowhere really isn't the right word or right sentence I'm thinking, but you know what I mean. Like it just felt so like random that it doesn't do either of these guys any justice. Because other than the match feeling like it was a couple seconds off, but these two guys were pretty hard hitting in the ring, which is what
Yeah.
we expect out of them.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It was just a very messy match, very messy booking. And I guess if you're going to try and do like a 6 or 7 match feud between these two guys, I mean, by all means, but Rusev needs to come out on top when it's all said and done.
Like I would have been fine with Rusev winning again, but like I said, I also understand why they had Sheamus. We're gonna have Sheamus win.
Oh yeah, I mean it's probably because they don't have anything else to do with they don't have
Either
anything
of
else
them.
to do with any either one. I mean, Sheamus can go and wrestle with anybody, but like I don't feel like you brought Rusev in, and I don't think you have any like a program ready for him yet. Is this your program for him? Like he's
It's
another one. Like go and have him beat the piss out of Dom and take the IC title and just
it's
kill people every week.
it's the same as with Aleister Black on Friday. You have these two guys you brought back that you made sure you gave them vignettes. You made sure everybody knew they were coming back, and you're doing nothing with them.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I'm not going to hate on the fact that Damian Priest and Aleister Black are going to have a real good match, but there's so much more you could be doing with these guys. Like you said, why is Rusev not immediately in that title picture? Not the
Yeah,
main title, but the
well,
Intercontinental title.
that's what I'm saying. That's why the title needs to come out with Dom, right? Because like you've got guys like Rusev, you've got guys like Sheamus, you've got Karrion Cross. I mean, you've got Sammy, you've got so many guys, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, so many guys. Which my God, just any one of those 6 guys I just mentioned, put them all in a ladder match for that IC title.
Yeah.
Like, just give that to me. Give that to me at 3 times a year. All of the best mid card guys in a crazy ladder match for the IC title. Like that would be awesome.
Yep.
So I don't know. So then we had a returning El Grande Ludwig Americano and Dragon Lee kind of getting in each other's face backstage after an interview kind of went on, which led to a match between the New Day, the Creed Brothers, and the LWO, who I forgot was even in WWE. And this was for a number 1 contender shot at the Judgment Day's tag team titles. And it ended with an LWO win after Joaquin Wild rolled up Kofi Kingston. El Grande Americano ran in to attack Dragon Lee at ringside before the Creeds kind of convinced him to leave. Shortly after, Wild managed to score the schoolboy pin for the win, and they become the number 1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championship. Later backstage, Grayson Waller approached the New Day. Oh, here's something else too. You know what? Let's go back to the Grayson Waller thing. And also, it's weird that their move is called the schoolboy pin,
That's
but
what that move was called. Yeah.
which is bizarre. But with that being said, first off, the LWO are the number 1 contenders to the tag team titles. I mean, how do we
It's,
feel about that?
well, I mean, I don't know why they're calling it the schoolboy pin. It should just be referred to as the schoolboy is the actual move. But the LWO winning the number 1 contendership is just so random. Like they haven't been featured as a tag team really. The only time we've seen them lately was as part of the bigger LWO group. And then they've been off on like other shows, like they were on the AAA show. They won the AAA tag title. Like WWE hasn't even been using them on the main roster. Like, if you're gonna have them come in here and you're gonna make them the number one contender, why didn't you have them carrying the AAA titles? Like, have them showing off that they have gold and that they're a legitimate contender because they have gold. And I mean, you have them beat two teams that are pretty well established, even though I'm of the same opinion if you are as the New Day, and how they need to be over. So Big E needs to do his thing. But I just I don't understand having them be the contenders, especially as we know that they're not going to beat Judgment Day. Um, and then for the love of God, Xavier Woods needs to not wrestle in trunks. That was not a good look at all. Even though they did use some interesting moves.
Is it just me, or does Xavier Woods look like he's a roid monster now?
Yeah, and the last couple of years he's been looking like that. I don't know if he has been right now or he's just putting that much more time in the gym. But ever since that time when Kofi had gotten hurt and he was doing stuff by himself for a little while, he's been looking like that.
Hmm. So let's talk about Grayson Waller and the New Day and Austin Theory. So there was a backstage segment after this match where Grayson Waller approached the New Day offering to be their new ace now that Austin Theory is injured and that A-Town Down Under is done officially and that storyline is now over with as Austin Theory is going to be injured and out for a while. So this is the payoff to a 500-day storyline between these two guys that just some random backstage segment with the New Day. Like we're finally done with this now. Like the will they
So
won't they break up thing that was been going on for the last year and a half is just now ended in a nonsense backstage segment. Grayson Waller's getting future endeavored, right? Like that's where this is
no, I
going.
don't think so. Um, I I don't know if maybe Austin Theory hurt himself pretty significantly, and that's why they had to do this. I mean, I haven't heard what his actual injury is yet. Um, but I mean, they've been teasing this breakup and showing the two of them fighting backstage and all this stuff for months now. And to have your tag team break up with such a lackadaisical like segment, um, I don't know that Grayson will get future endeavored at least for a little while because the guy can go by himself. He showed it in NXT. I think they need to get him as far away from the New Day as they can, though. I think that's 100% a mistake by tying him to another tag team.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy that you have him go on a run against like some local competitors, that kind of stuff, and he can fill the role of like you future endeavor Akira Tozawa, like that kind of person. And he can be the guy who takes pins and sometimes wins matches to make you think he can pull them off.
I suppose. Um, Becky Lynch laid down a new stipulation with to Lyra Valkyria for their SummerSlam match. Lynch reversed the terms of their last match, stating that if she wins, Valkyria can never challenge for the Women's IC Championship. Valkyria accepted, but only if the match became a no DQ match. Lynch agreed and offered a handshake, but Lyra turned it into a manhandle slam and blasted her. This is probably, as I've stated for a while now, this is the best thing going on in the women's division by
Yep.
far. I mean, surrounding a title anyway. Um, I think that I think that these two and Bailey, which we'll get into in a minute, but I think that this is spectacular. I think I'm pretty confident Lyra is going to win at SummerSlam, and I think that this has been nothing short of spectacular.
I still think it's a mistake that it's not Bailey in this position for SummerSlam. I think she's earned it and she deserves it more right now. Um, but I I think you're right. These women have been absolutely on fire. I do think it's real interesting the amount how many stipulations we're seeing at SummerSlam this year, between steel cages and no DQs and celebrity tag teams and that kind of stuff. This feels like way more. This feels like a rivalry mode in WWE 2K than your normal SummerSlam. Like you're booking the matches to try to meet goals than to actually do anything else. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I couldn't
there
tell you
are
the
quite a few. There hardly is not. I don't think any one of the matches is like not some kind of stip. CM Punk and Gunther is not. But you're right. The one's a celebrity match. There's a steel cage match. Two street fights. There's a no DQ match. There is the steel cage match, like we mentioned. A couple of triple threats. So yeah, quite a few
what's the
things.
other street fight?
Cody and Cena.
You said two, so Cody and Cena, and which one?
Oh, and this one technically, right? It's a street
Yeah.
fight.
I just think it's interesting that they're going that route with this year. Maybe they're just appealing to the New Jersey crowd with it.
Maybe. So we then had, Bailey and Lyra. Bailey decided that she's water under the bridge for Lyra, which means she's going to get involved in the SummerSlam match somehow.
Yep.
But they decided, we need to re-go for those tag team belts against Raquel and Roxanne because we didn't win them at WrestleMania. So that ended up turning into a match for their women's tag team titles, and Raquel pinned Bailey after hitting a Tejana bomb. Dominic tried to interfere several times in the match before inadvertently getting kicked by Raquel Rodriguez. As you mentioned, AJ Styles appeared as a medic attempting to revive Dominic Mysterio after several attempts earlier in the show to harass him. Bailey and Valkyria seemed to be cruising to a victory, but then Becky Lynch ran in and took out. Well, she didn't run in; she came out from under the ring and took out Lyra, leaving Bailey in kind of a 2-on-1 situation, which allowed that Tejana bomb to be hit and for the women Raquel and Roxanne to retain.
So Becky kind of looking like an alien, gotta say. I don't know if it was her makeup or what, but obviously Lyra and Bailey weren't winning here. These titles are just being held until we get to Alexa and Charlotte. Um, I will say though, I think the meshing of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, they're starting to work real well together. I think my only complaint about this match was when Dominic tried to interfere and Raquel kicked him with like the worst looking big boot I've ever seen.
It's pretty.
Um, Not only did it look like it was in slow motion, but she almost missed. Um, that was overshadowed though by the incredible revival efforts from Dr. AJ Styles. I mean,
That's right.
I
That's
I'm
right.
pretty sure he could have brought Dom back from the dead like that. So
I'll let you talk about the next match because it features your boy Karrion Cross. So we had Karrion Cross defeating Sami Zayn by a pinfall, but I'll let you talk about the match because I know you got a lot to say about this one.
so Karrion Cross is an interesting thing for me. He's now not only is he getting TV matches, but he's winning TV matches. Are they going to eventually give him a pay-per-view win here? I mean, or are they just going to feed him to Sammy again at the next pay-per-view? I don't know if he's. I mean, it's been more than a month, so I have to imagine he's signed his contract, right? Or do
When
you
did
think
they
he's
say his
working?
contract was going to be up?
I thought it was like it wasn't. It was like 2 or 3 weeks after Night of Champions. So it maybe right if it's not up already, maybe right after SummerSlam.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that we get a match, shocker stipulation match between Sammy and Cross at SummerSlam, and that will tell us what Karrion Cross's future looks like. If Cross wins at the PLE, we'll know he's resigned. And I think that WWE needs to push Cross. I don't know if you noticed when he was coming out during his walk to the ring, he was actually fist bumping people as he went to the ring. Dude's a heel. When do you see that?
Yeah, he's so over with the fans,
Like,
though.
exactly. Like, how, if I'm WWE, how am I not taking advantage of this? And like, I get it. Back when Vince was in charge, God rest his soul. Um, he hated when people got themselves over. Like when Zack Ryder got himself over, he buried him because he got himself over. You would think Triple H would have learned from that. And Karrion Cross using everything to get himself over, WWE should be jumping at the bit to take advantage of that. I mean, he's one of their biggest merch sellers, and they didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, yeah, I don't understand this.
And I'm perfectly okay with the way this match ended, with him hitting Sammy with the pipe and getting the win there, because that's the kind of character Cross is. He's this dirtbag devil on your shoulder. He reminds me of like a wannabe serial killer.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that I think that they should capitalize on this momentum, and I really don't believe that they're going to because WWE is just too stupid to like, get out of its own way sometimes. Um, so the let's talk about Stephanie Beckor a minute here. So she had a backstage segment previous earlier in the night with Naomi where Naomi kind of like got in her face a little bit and was kind of like yelling at her and it was like a nonsense promo. And Stephanie was basically like, I'll see you in Paris. Because she, obviously won that battle royal at Evolution. So she's going to be the number one contender at the Paris show. Um, and then obviously Io came around, which led to them having a match, which was absolutely fantastic. It was the best match on the show. Um, we knew it was going to end in interference because these of how protected these two are. And it did when Chelsea Green came out and the Secret Harvest kind of blasted them all. But obviously the faces stood tall after Rhea Ripley's music hit, and the all three of them came out and beat the Secret Harvest down. Um, Obviously this match was awesome. I don't really have to. I mean, we don't have to get into it too much. I mean, these two are some of the best workers on the in the women's division. But with that being said, I have a new prediction. Stephanie Vicker is going to be the one to beat Naomi in Paris. It is
Yeah,
absolutely going to happen.
I agree.
Naomi's going to retain at SummerSlam. Stephanie's going to beat her. They are Stephanie Vicker is being treated mega star, like a mega star.
Stephanie is going to get a match at SummerSlam versus Chelsea Green.
She's going to
Um,
destroy her. She's going to
and she's
crush
going to
her.
end up destroying all three members of the Secret Harvest.
Yep.
Like you said, I'm pretty sure that Naomi's going to retain. Originally, I wasn't going to say that, but Naomi's going to retain, and Stephanie is going to win at Paris because it makes the most sense. Cat, be quiet.
I hear it. Yeah, I mean, she's just getting the megastar treatment right now, and I don't know where we go with EO or Rhea after the SummerSlam thing. Um, but yeah, Stephanie's winning. I mean, I think maybe eventually we'll maybe like when we go into the fall, we'll get a match between Rhea and Stephanie. Like I initially would have pegged Stephanie to be the one to win the Royal Rumble, but I think they're just going to put the title on her now.
Does this give us Stephanie versus Julia at Mania?
Dude, they could like at this point the way they're treating Julia, they might as well just let her go.
I don't know. Did she get hurt or something? Maybe because
She's the
we even
U.S. champ.
the fact that we haven't seen her has me wondering if she got hurt or something. Um,
I don't know,
I will say though,
I follow her on Instagram, and she's like basically begging for a match. So I don't know.
it's WWE doing being WWE. Um, I am real happy to see though that Stephanie's staying on Raw and she's not getting involved in the SmackDown to go after that title. Because if it were going to be her versus Jade at Paris, she wasn't winning.
Yeah, that's probably true. It just kind of, I mean, we've seen Naomi and Jade enough. I feel like we need to have a blow off there at some point. I just wonder where Bianca's going to fit into all of this.
I told you what I would do. I mean, I would have had Jade go after Naomi and Bianca interfere in that.
Yeah, and I think it seems like it makes sense. I just, part of me is starting to think Tiffany might win because Bianca might come out and cost Jade.
My fingers are crossed.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want Jade to be the champion. I know we'll talk about that more when we get into SmackDown. I feel like she's going to. I just don't feel like it really does anything. But like I don't know how I feel about being in a world where Jade Cargill is the women's champion on SmackDown, considering the talent you have on that roster.
Other than her look, Jade Cargill doesn't have much else going for her.
Now she's not a good wrestler at all.
She's not a good promo either.
No, she is not. I
And they've
mean,
invested enough time in her.
Tiffany's not a great promo either, but Tiffany's a better wrestler than Jade.
Tiffany is also getting better. Like as you watch her, she is slowly getting better with her promos.
That's true. I mean, part of the problem is the women's division on SmackDown is kind of ass. So, I
The
mean,
women in Nia Jax.
yeah. So it's not the best. But so that was Monday Night Raw. 1 out of 5 for me. This show sucked. It was hard to follow. Everything was all over the place. I really don't feel like this advanced much for SummerSlam. We knew Dominic and AJ was going to happen. The Roman match was not made official here. No matches were added. It didn't. The women's mid card scene did absolutely nothing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, nothing doing here. The Becky Lyra thing was probably the best part of the show as far as the promo work. CM Punk and Gunther was a nothing
Gunther.
promo. I mean, it was a nothing promo. Like, it does this match does nothing for me right now. I don't even know where they're gonna go with it. I think Punk's gonna probably win, but
So do I.
I'm not super interested in it right now. So I don't know. The show just did not hype me up for SummerSlam, and I'm very worried that SmackDown's not going to do a better job either. So
SmackDown at least has Cody. Um, I will agree this was a 1 out of 5. It just didn't do anything special. I think that the Cody or CM Punk and Gunther match loses a lot of its mystique by once again being a victim of Seth Rollins' injury. I think that if we knew Rollins were still out there with that briefcase ready to cash in, that adds a lot more to that match on both guys because I can see Rollins cashing in on either of them. And that I think hurts it. And as much as I love to see Roman and to see Roman spar with Heyman, it really didn't do a whole lot. I mean, it was nothing really new. It was people calling Paul Heyman a snake, a weasel, and basically telling the younger generation to sit the hell down.
yeah, it was just such a nothing promo. Like there was just nothing. I don't know.
Missed opportunities. That's this episode of Raw. Its subtitle for the episode should be called "Missed Opportunities."
Yeah, pretty much. So that was our episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, smash that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And believe it or not, it is 9 days away. We have an actual real NFL game with which to talk about. Thursday, July 31st, we will see the Chargers versus the Lions in the Hall of Fame game. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready for football to be back. I've been saying it for a while. Not ready to wish the summer away yet, but boy, oh boy, let's get cracking here. I'm ready to see Josh Allen come out and put up 700 touchdowns. Let's
Yep,
go. So thank
MVP
you
baby.
guys. MVP. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Have yourselves a fantastic evening and take care.